Hello and welcome to my second Hour of Devastation Draft League. This is Old Man Poole. We have opened up a pretty spicy rare, which is cool. We're going to take Kefnet's last word and probably not look back here. Other things in the pack that we're excited about are Open Fire is pretty reasonable. Vizier the Anointed I have yet to see in action, but feels like it could be pretty strong. Gifted Ceradon, or Gilded Ceradon rather, seems pretty reasonable, but a lot of kind of only okay stuff other than Kefnet, which is definitely taking the cake here. Mind Control, wow, how the times have changed. And Ronus's Last Stand. I wonder if I overrate this card. I've gotten it a little bit later in packs, but it seems really good. We have also Inferno Jet, which impressed me in the first draft that I posted. Sand Strangler, which is quite good if you've got any sort of desert synergy. And Bitter Blow Sharpshooter Shooters, which is pretty great too. I played a lot of our, I can't remember what it's called, the Vigilant Spider. Sentinel Spider back in the day, and it was great. And this is the same thing, but less cool looking. Okay, also Catcher's Avenger, pretty good. So we don't have a blue thing that we really love, so it's kind of either green or red. Which way do we want to go with this? Ronus's Last Stand just does kind of single-handedly win games. I really do like Sand Strangler. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, though. Take the Last Stand over Sand Strangler. This is good on its own. Strangler needs a little bit to set up, but I think that's pretty close there, actually. Okay. Ooh, Aether Dreadlands, which really isn't in our colors, but is high power. Drilled Sandwalla isn't that great. I do like Aerial Guide, like Striped Riverwinder, and Spellweaver Eternal. Of the three, I think the Aerial Guide's probably the best, especially in blue-green. So maybe we'll just have to pass on the Dreadlands for now, although I think this card is legit. If you're going into deserts, Dreadlands I think is your biggest payoff. So, but I think we're just going to take the Aerial Guide here over a couple of other reasonable cards in other colors, but this is pretty stellar for blue, I think. A Windrake with pretty serious upside. Okay. Couple of white cards here. Beneath the Sands and Gift of Strength are not super exciting. Strategic Planning's not either. Could just take Gift because it does fit in with our green, or I can maybe take like the Steward of Solidarity, which is pretty reasonable if we end up in white. I think this early in the draft, I'm going to take the Steward and hedge just a little bit that we may not be green. I do like Sharpshooters, Hippos, Unquenchable Thirst. Oh, this card comes around super late. I don't really know why, because I feel like it's pretty good, but it does come around super late. Okay, I think there's enough here that maybe says we are not green. And like I said, Ronus's Last Stand just does win games sometimes. Appeal to Authority. I'm going to have to read this card a lot, I think. Seems pretty okay. Probably not as good as just like a Sharpshooters or even the Hippo. But I think I'm going to take the Sharpshooters here. I do like Hippo a fair amount. Quenchable Thirst. Maybe you would play Appeal to Authority. I'm not really sure we're white. I like our blue. So let's pick this guy up here. Really good with Aerial Guide. And yeah, we'll just say that one pack had some kind of, was not great for blue and green. We have Gift of Strength, Desert of the Indomitable. Okay, so it's either kind of between Gift of Strength or Desert of the Indomitable. I think I'm just going to take the Gift here, although I think it's a little bit close. I do like having a couple of tricks to help us get through. Okay, Sidewinder Nog is a nice pickup here in a pack that doesn't have much else for us, but that's perfectly fine. Better with Desert, but okay without it. Okay, so we're interesting because I don't think we're really in a blue-green kind of ramping deck, which is a lot of time what you saw in Amonkhet. This seems like it's a little bit more tempo-based, with both Kefnet's and Ronus's last effects being pretty good and sort of tempo-y things. I don't really see why that's good ever, but maybe there's a deck for it somewhere. I'm gonna take the Spellweaver Eternal. This is a reasonable beatdown card. Works a little bit with Prowess. And Afflict 2 is pretty serious beats. Tragic Lesson, I think, is also playable, although not super exciting on its own. And Gift of Strength. Take the Vizier of the Anointed. Right now we do not have any Eternalized cards. And most of the Eternalized cards are rare. There's a couple of uncommon ones. I think it's probably better than Imaginary Threats. Just kind of be on the lookout for an Internalized card. Or it works with Embalm too, right? Yeah, I think there's a good chance we'll find a blue Embalm creature too. Desert of the Mindful, Feral Prowler. I don't really like Cunning Survivor. It just sort of feels like it's going to be bad on defense and bad on offense. We have a couple of 2-drops right now. Feral Prowler is a pretty reasonable one. Desert of the Mindful works well with the Sidewinder Naga. I think it's kind of close between these two as well. I think I'm going to pick up the Desert. I think we've got a fair amount of playables as it stands right now. And having 1 or 2 deserts, I think it's pretty good for us. Okay, we'll definitely play to Frilled Sandwalla against some opponents, and maybe even at the start. If you're aggressive enough, I think this card will pull its weight. A 3/3 for, even if you have to pay a couple every turn, is not terrible. You do have to be pretty aggressive, I think, before it's good, but who knows? We may end up being that aggressive. Alright, another gift. I don't think we'll play more than 2, although we might play 2. I think the gift is just going to be better than appeal most of the time, unless you are in green-white specifically. Okay. I think our first pack went reasonably well. We have 1 pretty bomby card and a bunch of kind of medium other cards. And Heb the Eternal is not exactly what we were hoping for there, but reasonable. Yeah, there's actually not tons for us in this pack, period, other than the Sinuous Striker, which I like a fair amount. It actually works with Eternalize fairly well for the Vizier. Yeah, let's go ahead and play the Striker. I do like that card. I think it will trade across the board or up a lot of the time and then come back later on for some value. And we're not taking over much of anything, so Sinuous Striker it is. Alright. We have another Sinuous Striker. Play Reason to Believe here if we wanted. I think that Reason's an okay card on its own, and Believe does have the advantage of finding us a random card later on. Harrier Naga is pretty reasonable too, and so is Sinuous Striker. There's a chance this wheels, just because maybe people don't want to play the Reason on its own. I think I'm just gonna take it here though. I think it's gonna be pretty good, and even if it's less good than Striker or Harrier, it's pretty close. I kind of like to try out the card, so I'll take it here. Ooh, Painwood Punisher. Shame we can't grab that up here. You take Consign just as a bounce, which is not bad. Probably gonna do that over Tragic Lesson and Frilled. Yeah, okay. These packs have not been remarkably kind to us. Hour of Eternity, I don't really think we can afford to do anything with. This card's just very expensive. For 5, it gets back 1 creature. Well, I guess for 5, it gets back 1. Is there anything that's really good to bring back? I guess. Yeah. Stuff. I think we're just gonna take the Harrier Naga here. Even though there may be a time when Hour of Eternity ends up being better. I think we just need a few more creatures here to keep up our curve. Okay. Do like unsummon a fair amount, although we already have a Consign, which is not dissimilar. We have 1 Desert, Feral Prowler would be okay. Right now we only have 2 2-drops. One's kind of aggressive. Sharpshooters is really tempting though. I think that is just a pretty great card. It just tends to be the biggest thing on the board and tends to fight pretty well. Riddle form I don't really think is a thing in our deck, although it's okay. I've been impressed by that card some, but I think that it's still behind the other picks here. And maybe I should take it to... We do need more low drops, and there's going to be like Colossipedes and other large effects we can get in Amonkhet as well. It's probably better to have too many 2-drops than too many 5-drops. So I do think the Bitter Bow Sharpshooters is more powerful there, but yeah, take some picks based on curve. Ooh, this is a very late Ambuscade. I was kind of thinking we wouldn't get to see one at this point, so I'm pretty happy to pick it up. I would play River Hoopo, I don't know how to say it, but Again, I'll have to look that up at some point. That'll be pretty sweet too, but I think there's a decent chance this will... maybe not. There's only 2 cards in the pack. That's pretty bad, that's pretty bad, that's pretty bad. Maybe not. But I think I still want the removal spell over it. Sorry, hoopo, hoopoo, hippie, badoop, badoop, boo, dooper, badoop. Okay. So, would we rather have a Spellweaver Eternal or a Feral Prowler in this deck? How defensive are we? How much are we hoping to beat down? I feel like we might be a little bit on the beat down. A couple of Gifts of Strength from us last stand, Kefnets. I would take the Spellweaver Eternal here. Ambuscade's kind of a good offensive card. Okay, Harrier Naga, I think we're happy to pick up. 3/3 for 3 are just hardly ever disappointing. Nothing here. Some good cards, but just not for us. I guess we could take Brook of Condemnation on the off chance that there's matchup we'd want to play it in. I don't really think there would be, but nothing else is getting played ever, so. Yeah, there's another Naga. Yeah, I guess we'll just keep taking them. Works fairly well with Aerial Guide. I mean, again, the 3/3 for 3 is just kind of a big body. I guess we'll take a Gift of Strength. Don't think we'll ever play the 3rd, but you never know. That Polar Mountain, though. I guess maybe Proven Combatant. Maybe it's a little bit better with the Vizier. Still don't love it, though. Yeah. No Hoopo. Not real surprising, but... And maybe that should have been the pick up there, but the removal seemed pretty good. Okay. We have an interesting choice right out of the gate. This is a really great pack for red, but Exemplar of Strength is pretty powerful. You're going for kind of a tempo-y fight. Lost Speed's pretty good too. I think I'm just going to take the 2-drop here though. And we'll just try and be kind of an aggressive, sort of, like I said, sort of an aggressive tempo-y green-blue deck. We may not play the Feral Prowler here. We have 4 2-drops right now. If we can pick up 1 more, I think I'm happy not playing that. Okay. Trial of Knowledge is a little bit tempting. I think it's probably the highest power card here. I don't mind Essence Scatter. Vitalist I think is fine, but not its best in this deck, since a lot of our stuff's in 2s and 3s anyway. Skirmisher is also fine. I'm gonna take the Trial here. I like being able to reset a little bit later on in the game. That's a pretty good one for it. And New Perspectives is not super high on my list, but we'll take a Top Crop Skirmisher. Yeah, still been a little bit disappointed with the first couple of picks in these packs. I feel like we haven't opened up the really exciting blue and green stuff, but still hope for that Cartouche of Strength, I suppose. Not much here. Take a Naga Oracle, which is kind of just take a Gale Strike, I guess. Gale Strike's not bad. Don't like Manglehorn, Ancient Crab. Nothing else is exciting. Sure, Gale Strike it is. I think we are going to have to play the Gift of Strengths. We may even have to play a couple or 3. Okay. Winds of Rebuke I think I like Cartouche of Knowledge best here. I would play a Chefette Monitor. I'd probably play a Sandworm too. Winds of Rebuke's fine. Cartouche has a little bit of value with our Trial, and this, more importantly, maybe gives us a way to get through on our opponents. Putting this on like a Harrier Naga or something else is a pretty real clock. So I'm happy to pick that up here. Initiate's Companion, Grasping Dunes, Gale Strike number 2, Seeker of Insight. Don't love Seeker of Insight, although we do have some things to work with it. Trying to be aggressive though, it's not the best. We just want more 2-drops. I guess if we're going down the aggressive path, maybe we just want another 2-drop. Having a couple of Gale Strikes gets a little bit clunky. I'm not sure I'm going to play the Consigned as it is, but we have 2 of those effects already. Okay, another Initiate's Companion or Stinging Shot. Right now we have 1, 2, 3. I guess we can just take another 2-drop. Just keep getting in. I do like having Stinging Shot at some point, but we have a couple of flyers. Okay. Companions forever. I do think we are out of luck as far as picking up a Cartouche of Strength, which is a bit of a shame, but the deck's not bad, just not crazy. Those are some pretty good ones there. Guess I'll take a Naga Oracle. It's the only real playable card. Those are kind of nuts, honestly, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay, getting Claw Speed back I like. I think I like having a little bit more beef on our top end. Probably won't play the Naga Oracle. Zero the Anointed is, I think, fine, even if it's a little slow. Probably won't play Consigned main deck just because we have the Gale Strike. Okay, getting a Sting Shot's good there, too. Alright. Gift of Paradise, I guess. Don't think it's ever going to make our main deck, but tis a card. And I guess another Naga Oracle over an Ancient Crab. Although I don't think we're ever going to want to use either of those. That sweet painful lesson. And Unburden. Okay. I think the deck turned out reasonable, if not like crazy exciting. Let's see. Run a Celeste Stand is a creature. Okay, the rest of these are not. So we've got some decent threats. Velocipede, Sharpshooters, Vizier. You can play Proven Combatant and just have one more thing to go and get with the Vizier. Because this card looks pretty bad if you don't have, if we've already drawn our Sinuous Striker. Which is maybe an argument for that. I think I'm okay playing 16 lands here. We pop out kind of high. We have 3/5 drops kind of, although we're going to play Reason earlier to get value off of that. Velocipede and the Sharpshooters are only real high things. I think I'm okay playing 16 because we actually don't have a whole lot that lets us get rid of lands in the late game too. I think we need to hope to keep up the beats. I think I am going to play Proven Combatant just because of the synergy it has with the Vizier. Probably not going to play the Frilled Sandwalla for the same reason. 2 Gift of Strengths I think seems pretty like the correct amount. What do we want to cut here? You take out the Sidewinder Naga. I think I'd rather have a Harrier Naga most of the time, even if we do have a Desert in play. And I do want, I think I want all of these 2 drops. Well, actually, that's true. We have a Skirmisher we can get with the Vizier, so maybe Proven Combatant gets worse then. We can sideboard that in if we feel like it's really aggressive, but I think 2 gifts is as many as we want, especially with our little incidental flying. Don't think Sandwalla is the best. We could maybe play it. I don't know if we're quite aggressive enough for it though. We're kind of a more mid-range, even if it's only 3-drop mid-range cards. Okay, so after lots of consideration, we're just gonna keep the deck exactly the same. Seems like that happens a lot. I think an even split's probably good here. 8/8. We need 2 for Kefnet's last word, and then Ronus' last stand. Okay, looks good. I'm excited. See you guys for match 1.